Hello guys, what is up? It is Cameron back once again bringing you guys a brand new review today, and today we're going to be reviewing a very interesting product, one of my favorites I've tested in a while. We're actually going to be reviewing the Byintek MD322 mini Android portable projector. Now this is an Android projector, meaning that you are able to get all the Android applications and everything on this projector. It runs the Android operating system just like a normal phone or tablet would, and you're able to project it all on your wall. So it's basically a huge Android phone on your wall. It's pretty neat. If you're interested in checking it out, maybe picking one up, you can visit their Amazon page in the link in the description down below. This retails for $255, so it's not too cheap, but it is a very cool device. I'll show you in this video, and you can decide for yourself if it's worth the money. But let's go and jump right into this. I'll show you what comes in the box, all the features that it has, how you use it, and everything like that, and then I'll give you guys my opinion at the very end of the video. So let's go ahead and do that. So the first thing that you are going to get inside of the packaging right here, which by the way, this is the box, pretty decent, just a standard box, nothing too special about it. The first thing that you are going to get is going to be the quick start guide. It just shows you how to use the projector, how to set it up, and just how everything works with the applications and all the Android stuff. So you might want to take a look at this if you don't know how to use a projector or you're not familiar with Android. Next up, you are going to get the remote control, which actually comes in very handy. It's very easy to operate. It actually works very, very well. I was kind of skeptical because I just was whenever it came to this remote, but it actually worked perfectly. I have not had any problems using it whatsoever. Next up, you are going to get a mini tripod right here, and this is obviously to be used to mount the projector on. You can easily set this up on the table or on any surface that you want to, and it does function like a normal tripod. And it's great because the projector is very small, as you can see. And so it fits on this tripod very nicely, and you won't have any problems using this to actually display stuff. Haven't had any issues with that, and it does also have extendable legs. So it's just something nice that they include with the packaging. I usually use my big tripod, but I have used this on several occasions if I'm actually already using my big tripod or it's just not available, and this thing definitely does the trick. And then finally, the last thing that you are going to get in the box is going to be the DC power outlet. Pretty standard. You just plug this in the wall and plug it in the projector, and it is ready to operate. But other than that, that's all the accessories you are going to get, and this is everything that you'll need to actually start using the projector. Alright, so here's the projector in all of its glory. It is actually a very small unit. As you can see, it's about as big as my hand. It has a very nice carbon fiber finish on the top, and it does have a glossy finish as well on the top. So it does attract a bit of fingerprints, but it looks really nice, and honestly, it's not a big deal. It's just a projector. It's not like you're going to hold it in your hands all the time. You do also have the DLP logo right here. This is what is used to actually project the image as a DLP system on the inside of this device. If we look around the device, though, you can see that we do have vents right here. This is just to push air out whenever it is actually projecting and keep the fan and the lights and stuff from overheating. We do also have another vent on the bottom, as well as the threads for the tripod mount right there. A little bit more information about this device. We do also have rubber feet right there, so if you do, for some reason, set it flat on the table, I'm not really sure why you do that, but if you wanted to, it's not going to scratch it up and it's not going to slide around. If we look on the back, this is pretty much where all the action happens. We have all our buttons back here. Let's move from left to right. We do have a micro USB input right there. You can input a micro USB and project media from that device. You do also have a USB stick right there, so you can project media from a USB stick. You have your power in right here, DC in, and you do have your headphone input right there as well. And then finally, you have your HDMI input if you want to project like your Xbox or something like that. And then you do have your power button right there, and that's all the buttons on the back. And then finally, the last thing that we do have around the projector is a focusing knob right there. This just adjusts the focus depending on if you're closer or further away from the wall, and you can just kind of use it to find focus the image and make sure that it's easily viewable and very, very clear. Let's go ahead and hook this up. I want to show you guys a demonstration of what you can do through it. Let's go through all the apps and let's talk about the specs of this device. Overall, really nice looking at it. I love how small the device is. Very portable. You can really take it anywhere with you. Alright, so before I show you guys an actual demonstration, let's talk about some of the specs of this device and what actually comes underneath the hood of this thing. Okay, so for actual resolution, this outputs a 845 by 480 image, so it's not HD, but I wasn't expecting HD whenever I first got it because it's such a small form factor, and for it to be 1080p and still be this size, it'd be a lot more expensive, closer to like $500 or $600. So I wasn't expecting HD, but honestly, the 854 by 480 is not bad resolution, especially for how small this thing is. All the images look decently sharp, and usually whenever you get a low resolution projector, you are going to be able to see the actual individual pixels on the wall, and that's not the case with this device. I was never able to see the pixels. I watched movies and stuff. They were all very, very clear. Now, as for lumens, when it comes to this projector, it outputs 200 ANSI lumens, and it's pretty bright. I have a window right over there, and I've been able to watch movies on my wall no problem, even with that window right there. Obviously, it's not as bright as it would be if it was in the dark, and it doesn't look as good as if it was pitch black dark, but it is still able to withstand the light that's in this room naturally, so it is bright enough to be able to use in here. Now for actual power, this thing plugs into the wall, or I'm actually able to use it right now without plugging into the wall. It does have a battery in here. It has a 4200 milliamp battery, so I could just go ahead and turn it on and output it on my wall no problem. Or if I wanted to, I could plug it up to the wall and it would charge like that. Now on their website, it does say that you are able to project a 60 to 100 inch screen. I've never gotten it up to 100 inches because my room is too small, but it projects about a 70-inch screen, no problem. I haven't had any issues with that. The image still looks great, and so I think that's pretty accurate. I just have not gotten it up to 100 inches, so I'm not entirely sure if that's the max that you can get it to. Other than that, there's really nothing else to talk about with the specs of this device. I think that it is pretty well made. I like the build quality of this device. It doesn't feel cheap. Like that $50 projector I reviewed was straight plastic, terrible. Build quality crap. But this device actually has very nice material that it's made out of, and it feels a lot more high quality, even if it is smaller than the other projector I did review. So very impressed with the build quality. The specs are very decent on this device considering how small and portable it is. Alright guys, so as you can see, I do have the projector set up. Everything's working. You can check out all the pre-installed apps they already have on here. They do already have the Play Store installed, the YouTube app, the Twitch app, the AirPlay app, which allows you to actually stream your device, Android or iPhone, up to this projector and use it on there, which is really cool. I'll show you that in a second. And they have the Netflix app, and a lot of people, a big thing for Android devices, including like the Amazon Fire Stick and stuff, is Kodi, and they do actually have Kodi already installed on this device. It's ready to go, so you can manage all of your files through this device very easily. I know what you guys use it for. Come on, I'm not dumb. So you can use that if you do want to, watch movies and stuff through that application. Some people do that. You are able to do it through this device. It's already pre-installed. So let's go ahead and check out a YouTube video real quick, and I'll show you guys the quality and everything like that. It may not be the most accurate representation because I'm filming on my camera, so it's not going to give you a true-to-life actual, visual of what this is going to be like, but it'll give you a semi-idea of what it's going to be like. So let's just click on John Oliver's video. It's the first thing that popped up. You can also search and subscribe to channels on there, and if you sign in, it will pop up your subscriptions on there as well. But this will just give you an idea of what it's going to look like. Okay, so that kind of gives you an idea of what the quality looks like. I don't want to play it too long. I don't want to get a copyright strike or anything, but that'll give you an idea of what it looks like. I think the quality is actually really good for being such a small portable device. I really don't have any complaints about the actual quality. I was expecting a lot less and received a lot more. The native resolution on this is 854 by 480, I believe, so it is a little bit below HD, but it still honestly looks really good for being such a small projector, and I've honestly seen a lot worse, especially on that $50 projector that I did review in the past. One thing that I think is kind of lacking is the actual speaker quality, but you are able to, hook up a device like a Bluetooth speaker or an actual speaker to play audio out of, so it really isn't that bad. It kind of makes up for it. Let me go ahead and show you the AirPlay option for this device. It'll boot up and it'll show you an AirPlay server, and all you have to do is go into your little AirPlay app on your phone and click on the eShare, and it'll connect right there. And as you can see, I am streaming my phone to this device. It does it pretty seamlessly. I'm able to watch videos and stuff with it easily if I wanted to. Not going to do that in this video, but it is really neat that you are able to hook up your phone and you could literally just text or whatever on this device while you're using AirPlay. And if you're done, all you do disconnect, and it will turn it back off and go right back to the server. So it actually operates very seamlessly, very smoothly. I haven't had any issues whatsoever with it functioning. Everything seems to be running normal, and honestly, like I said, I'm very surprised with the overall quality, considering how small the actual device is. The closer you get to the wall and the more darker the room is, the better it looks, but there really isn't any pixelation. You are able to see everything very easily. Everything blends together. I know with a lot of cheap projectors, you'll see the actual individual pixel dots on the screen. That's not the case with this device. I've actually watched a movie and stuff on here. Haven't had any issues with the quality. No one complained about the quality. It looked, you know, overall pretty decent. But I mean, that's really all there is to show you. Let's go in the settings though and look at the actual about for this device. We'll go to the storage settings. And as you can see, there's about 1 GB of actual internal memory on this device. That includes like cached memory and apps that were already pre-installed. I have 325 megabytes left on here. And if I scroll down, you can see that we do have 5.25 gigabytes on the flash memory of this device, with 2.97 gigabytes left on the actual device. So there's a decent bit of room on here. You'll be able to really install all your applications and everything like that. And if you did want to install a USB device or a SD card, you could get a little bit more space on there as well. I don't have one in there right now, but you could. Now let's go back and let's look at the about on this device, and it'll give you an idea of what the device has on it. It is running Android 4.4.4. And you are able to actually update this device. I do have the latest update on here, but it is version 1.0, and this is the model number C800i. So that'll give you a little insight about what this projector has actually got in it. Like I said, it's run very smoothly so far. Haven't had any problems with it whatsoever, and it's honestly reasonably, you know, priced for a projector, especially a mini portable one. I've seen some, like the BenQ one I reviewed in the past was about $700 to $800 when I first got it, and it's similar to this size. It's a little bit bigger. But for a device that's this size, I really can't find too many complaints myself. Let me know what you guys think of the quality and everything in the comment section down below. Give me some insight on what you think about this device from what I've shown you, and what you believe about it. Let me know what you think down there. I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been my review of the Byintek MD322 mini Android projector. If you are interested in checking this out, maybe purchasing one after watching the video, make sure to visit the link in the description down below. I'll have a link to this projector on Amazon where you can find it and where you can buy it if you are interested. Also, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I upload tech reviews, unboxings, and really everything related to technology. So if that's what you're into, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content. Also, leave a like rating on the video if you did enjoy, but only if you did enjoy. If you didn't enjoy, still leave a like rating. I still appreciate it, guys. Also, in the comment section down below, let me know what you think about this projector, if it's good or bad, and also if there's anything you'd rather see from me as for like new products in the future that you want reviewed on the channel. Anyways, guys, that's really all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. See ya.